The excitement of the season is happening in the Mallee when you start the season and you get a good win. The Southern Mallee Giants did just that. With me is their coach, Coleman Schache. How are you there, Coleman?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, Wayne. Good to be on the show.
It is good to have you on board, and I'll tell you what, you at home had hoped and you relished the conditions on your home ground. The grandstand had some people calling out loudly. The horns were being tooted on the hospital side. It was a big win over the Warwick Eagles to start your season 25-17, 167 to the Eagles 2-4-16.
It was, Wayne. There was a big crowd there. It was good to see. Everyone was pretty excited having country footy back going, and I think Whistle Burdett, he'd organised the annual Bowls Carnival there. So I think we got he had a few apologies and a few wanted over to the footy. So it was a good atmosphere and, yeah, good day for the Giants.
Yeah, terrific day for the Giants, and terrific because I hear that the girls got up in the netball and beat the Warwick Eagles, and I'll tell you what, if that is the case, is there a bit of a comp going on now between the Warwick Eagles A-grade girls against the Southern Mallee Giants senior footballers?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a bit of a comp going on. Mickey George, the coach of the A-grade, she's as competitive as they come, so no doubt they'll be striving to make a mark in the competition.
I think striving to not go over the fellas more so, and I reckon you too, Coleman. There's a bit of rivalry going around even in your own club. But let's take a look at the game itself. We obviously knew that the Eagles were undermanned and had a young side in. Your side was pretty much at full strength. I did mention last week that Brock Orville was back at the club, and he was named on the interchange bench. He didn't last there too long because he kicked 7 goals and he led the way.
Yeah, he did. Like you said, the Eagles, they were undermanned. They had a couple of their now coach Daniel Bell and probably most their best player Rui McKenzie out, which probably didn't help their young fellas, being a young team, having those experienced blokes out. But they do have some good young fellas, the Eagles. But yeah, it was great to have Brock back up in the forward line. He was some good entertainment for everyone, and he finished off with 7 goals. So great to have him back in the side with the pressure and goal-kicking ability in the forward line.
Oh, yeah, and the Webster boys too. They showed up, 3 apiece. And Hayden, Drew and Denham, also new to the club, a couple apiece. And a lot of other players got on the score sheet, which was exciting for the club. And it was Parrish, White, Linden, Marnie, Orville and Price, the better players for your side. How was the win cultivated, Coleman? Obviously, you're one of the starring players over a number of seasons, but a number of new players, probably apart from Lou White there, in your better players. Marnie's come back to the club this year, and Orville, of course, with the goals. But Parrish and also Linden in your best. Yeah,
they were. I think the 4 of the new recruits this year, the new faces, featured in our best players, which is good sign for things to come. Hopefully we can gel, sooner rather than later, like we want to. That's good signs. They're fitting in and showing us their ability. So, like you said, there's just the old stalwarts that are in the best, most weeks with Lou White and Tyler Lehman running through the midfield there. So, it was good mix.
Yeah, I tell you what, in the reserve grade, this Taylor Donnan, he's put his hand up for senior selection. He's booted 8. They've kicked 19-15 to the Eagles 2-3. I mean, was there discussion after the game into the night there about Donnan's performance, and will he come under notice for the big match against Minyip-Murtoa?
No, he's definitely raised some eyebrows. I think he's put a stronghold on the full forward position now. Despite being a backman or a midfielder in recent years, I don't think he'll be moving too far from full forward. But I would like to see him do it over a couple of weeks, I think, Wayne, and then we'll start having that conversation.
Ben McGee booted 3, and young Bellinger, Jonty, the fridge, I think they call him, don't they?
Yeah, the big fridge up forward. He's probably improved out of the biggest improver over the pre-season, big fridge up in the forward line. He's starting to knock blokes over at training. He's really taken his competitive side to another level.
Just don't knock the senior coach over at training, young Fridge. But McCredden booted a couple too to show some talent, the young boy. And Colbert to T. Donnan, C. McCredden to M. Bellinger, T. Richardson and B. Carra were the better players for the Giants. And now there's no 17s, but in the 14-year-old age group, the kids have come to play this year and they are really excited. They didn't actually end up kicking a goal, but they kicked a couple of points early, and Warwick Eagles beat them 9-9-63 to 2 points. But overall, I think there's a bit of improvement coming here from these kids.
Yeah, there was. There was a great start to the day. The boys won the first ruck contest, tapped it down to Hutto McCredden, and he got a hands off, and they got an inside 50, and it was all exciting. They didn't quite get a score, but they tackled hard. Young Kryzen, he took some couple of good strong marks in the back line, and I suppose again, most of the day they're just against bigger bodies. With the Giants having such a wide age group and not as many top ages, the Eagles boys were just too big and strong at the end of the day. But yeah, you couldn't fault their effort and their endeavour on the ball. And tackled hard, I think, was the main thing the coach Lewin was proud of the day. They just clung on, they gritted their teeth and stuck a few tackles, put their head over the footy. But yeah, it was a bit unlucky. They had a couple of chances there to kick a goal, but just fallen short.
Yeah, they did. But good trying conditions for them early in the morning to be trying hard. And young McCredden, H. McCredden, K. Smith, D. Hakopa, A. Credlin, J. Crisp and C. Frankel were the better players for the Southern Mallee Giants. Okay, it is that the moment of truth arrives for your senior side, because you come up against this juggernaut that everyone's talking about going back-to-back, Minyip-Murtoa. It's at the Beulah Recreation Reserve, 2 home games to start the season. Training's been pretty swift. Taylor Donnan's put his hand up and said, "I'm here, coach." Are you going to be competitive in the senior side against Minyip-Murtoa?
No, we'll back ourselves in, that's for sure, Wayne. We'd like to think we will be. Definitely, top of the table they are. Everyone's sort of chasing them, looking what they're doing. They've set a good standard. They're well drilled over the last couple of years since John Delahunty's taken over as coach. So we know it's not going to be an easy day, and there'll be shifts of momentum throughout the whole day. But the boys are ready to go, and we've got no excuses to put our best foot forward.
Yeah, absolutely, and we're looking forward to you doing that. Just looking at the sides that have been named, and your side's really, really strong after last week's win. Not really any injury concerns and so forth coming out of last week.
There's a couple of little injuries, so we've had a couple of changes this week. Unfortunately, with Tim Sanford and Tyler going out of the side. Hopefully their injuries aren't too long, but it just opens up a couple of more opportunities for some of the players that played really well last week in the reserve. So we're excited to see the impact they can have.
Okay. Who's coming into the side then to pick up those 2 positions?
So we've got Bodie Colbert. I think he was best on last week in the reserves, and he's had a good pre-season. He's a good sort of winger, half forward, running type player. He can run all day. And Todd Richardson. So he's just sort of like a bull. He knocks blokes over at training as well. He's hard at it. And he can come in and definitely play a role in the back line for us.
Okay. And who gets Kieran Delahunty, who's been starring for Minyip-Murtoa? And obviously Tim McIntyre is a really dangerous player too for them. Have you got any matchups in mind?
We do have matchups. Those boys, they sort of change positions a bit. Like you said, Kieran, he's just coming out of the waffle, so he's really fit. And he's got some good experience bringing back some good experience from over there. So I think he'll go through the ruck and forward. So we'll have our plans there. And Tim McIntyre, he's always he's well known around the area now for being a match-winning type player, so we'll definitely have our hands full, with him as well.
Yeah, Fisher in the middle too, going to be hard to stop, but you've got a really good midfield, and Clint Burdett is one to watch, and Lou White's been in magnificent form already in the first round of the season, so it is a big match. Okay, getting to your reserves, they're pretty confident, and down at Beulah, a few of the boys have been doing a bit of extra training. I thought they'd be out on the air seaters, but they've been turning up for training, these reserves.
Yeah, you're right. I don't think I've seen Turbo turn up to training during the cropping season. So after his 8 goals, he's obviously raring to go again. But it's good. They're excited that those boys this year. They've got a pretty good list, and we've got some good depth. So they'll look to challenge themselves as well. Minyip are obviously a good team in the reserves. So it'll be a good test for both grades.
I reckon so, and you got some great kids coming through in young Declan Brown, and young McCredden looks to go. Young Fridge Bellinger is a good player, and in the middle of the ground, Matt Bellinger will certainly press for senior selection, you'd reckon, at some point in the season. In the 14-year-old grade, they've got to come up against Minyip-Murtoa. Minyip-Murtoa, they'll come out pretty strongly in this group, but when you look at the premiership table, then early in the season, they're just above the Southern Mallee Mallee Giant boys, or you're above them technically because of the way in which the draws worked out with your bye to start the season. How do you see this game? Do you think that you're a chance to beat the Minyip-Murtoa boys in the junior colts?
Well, we're always a chance, Wayne, but to be honest, I don't have a good hold on the Minyip-Murtoa under 14 side. I'm not 100% sure how much depth they've got. I'd imagine they'd have a pretty good amount of numbers. So it'll be a tough competitive game again, no doubt. But hopefully the boys can keep building on their efforts from last week and kick a few goals and have something to celebrate about.
Yeah, certainly. Let's hope so, because in the under-14 grade, they've put together a good squad of kids. The young McCredden's a good player, Bellinger there, another Frankel. We got the Williams boys playing too, the Roberts lad, and great to see the Hallam name there too, and the Crisp and others of names around the area. It is going to be terrific to see how the young Southern Mallee Giants go. We'll have a little bit more about them as the weeks go on, as we get some goal kicking and best players through as to which boys are putting their hand up at that age group. Well, it's a massive match, and it's a big one for the coach, Coleman Schache, to start this season. You've got a first-up win against Warwick, but now against the top side, Minyip-Murtoa. It's going to be terrific at Beulah. Big ground. Obviously, people will be encouraged to get there early, I would have thought, Coleman.
Definitely. Get your spot on the fence. It'll be 27 degrees, so a lovely Mallee day for footy, so no reason to come out and, have a support of the boys.
Absolutely. Coleman Schache talking the Southern Mallee Giants footy report.
Thanks, Wayne.